This tutorial is going to demonstrate 3 different ways that we can add whole numbers. And the truth is, one way is not better than the other, so it's just about finding an addition method that you like, that you're successful at, and you feel comfortable with. Let's start with what we're going to call the new groups above addition method. And this is the traditional addition method, the one that your parents and your grandparents and your great-grandparents probably learned in school. Maybe the only one they learned in school. So let's take a look. This method starts in the ones place, and we see we have 9 plus 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and that means that we're going to take the 3 from the ones place of the 13, we're going to take the 10, we're going to move it over to the tens place, which makes sense because it's a tens number. Now we have to take that 1 and add it to the other tens place numbers. 1 plus 7 is 8, and 8 plus 5 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 again. What do you know? Here we're going to again take the that 13, because this is the tens place, is really 130. We're going to leave the 30 in the tens place, and we're going to move the 100 over to the hundreds place. Now we have 100 plus 800 plus 700. Since we're just adding that place, we add it as 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 7 is 16. It's in the hundreds place, so it's really 1600, or 1600. We leave that 600 in the hundreds place where it belongs, but that 1000 moves to the thousands place. Now we take that 1000 and we add it to the 5000 and the 6000 that are there. 1 plus 5 is 6, plus 6 is 12. And in this case, since we have no other place values to add, that 12,000 just goes right down into the sum area. We have a sum of 12,633. It's called new groups above because when we regroup numbers, we're moving them above that column of the place value they belong to. Now, here's my favorite method. It's called new groups below, and it's very similar. I'll tell you why I like it in a moment. We have the same numbers here. 9 plus 4 is still 13, and we're still going to leave the 3, that's the ones place, in the ones place. We're going to regroup that the 110, 13 is 10 plus 3, so there's our 10, into the tens place. Notice the grouping is below. Now, I like that because sometimes when I group above, I'm a little bit wonky and I don't line things up carefully, or I don't visually see what I'm doing. So when I group below, I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and plus 1 is 13, and I don't miss it. My eyes don't skip over it. Again, 70 plus 50 is 130. We left the 30 in the tens place. We moved the 100 from that 130 to the hundreds place. And we have 8 plus 7 is 15, plus 1 is 16. Now it's really 800 plus 700 plus 100, so it's really 1,600. So we'll leave that 600 in the hundreds place, and we will regroup that 1,000 from the 1,600 to the thousands, where it belongs, because it's a thousands number. And again, 5 plus 6 is 11, plus 1 is 12, which is really 12,000 because we're adding thousands numbers. We end up with the same total. 2 slightly different ways to get to the same place. Now, the third method I want to show you looks a little bit different. This one is called the show subtotals method sometimes, although I often think of it as a place value based method, because here we're not going to do the same amount of regrouping that we did in the first 2 methods. Let's start again with the ones place. That's fine. 9 plus 4 is 13. Now don't panic, because I'm going to write 13 right down here. Then I'm going to go to the tens place. Now because these are tens numbers, I'm actually going to add them as they are. So that 7, it's a 70. So I'm going to take that 70 and I'm going to add it to the 50 underneath. Not 7 plus 5, but 70 plus 50. And 70 plus 50 is 120. So now I've taken care of my ones place, my tens place. Now I'm going to add my hundreds numbers. I have an 8 and a 7, which are 800 plus 700. Well, 800 plus 700 is 1,500. So I'm going to write that subtotal down there. So we have the ones subtotal, we have the tens subtotal, we have the hundreds subtotal. Now we need the thousands subtotal, which is going to be 6,000 plus 5,000, 11,000. Notice I'm trying to keep everything lined up by the same place value we see, although I'm a little bit wonky. I didn't leave myself enough room. Now, from here, this is where I'm going to have get my sum. And I'm just going to add down like I normally would in any method. The ones place has a 3. Tens place we have 2 plus 1, another 3. The hundreds place we have 5 plus 1, that's 600. The thousands place 1 plus 1 is 2,000. And then we have 10,000 to bring down. And again, we still have the same sum, 12,633. We just have a different way of doing it. Now, if you love adding, learn all of these methods, or just learn the one that fits you best.